is never a win for a woman. It's not a win for a man, though, many dudes may think that. Oh, I can just hit it and quit it. It's not a win for you either, buddy. But it's definitely not a win for a woman. You have no protection. You have no covering. You have no stability. And that creates and fosters an environment where these boys and girls will end up being violent, will end up being emotionally unregulated and unstable, and the most likely to commit these heinous crimes. That's the reality. But you're a racist for pointing that part out, right? Our brother Charlie Kirk was labeled after his demise a racist. All of a sudden, he's labeled a racist because he was willing to point these facts out. Why is it so offensive for somebody to tell you the truth? Who is your father? I'll say you might be a child of the father of lies. You know they call the devil Satan. Nah, they call him the father of lies. So this is the official website of what we call in the United States the DOJ. This is our Department of Justice and some of their own publications, or Office of Justice, I guess this would be falling under the Department of Justice. It is a .gov website. Now, I'll make sure to obviously link this for you guys, but look, this is supposed to be the most non-bipartisan statistics, etc. And I mean, if you have been watching the state of the United States for the last couple of decades, you know that most organizations have been infiltrated by leftists, by Marxists. So, you would expect a slant towards that, and even a lot of the information to sort of lean leftward. But just take a look at this. So, this is a report on black homicide, a psychological political perspective. This was, let me see, Criminology, Volume 8, and this is a 2024 report, to be specific.
So once again, I'm here doing another video about this clown, this bold-faced liar, Aquarius Wave. Now, he said that this article was written in 2024, and he keeps emphasizing before Trump back into office. But as you can see here, it says date published 1983. Now, either this idiot doesn't understand that we can read that it says date published 1983, or he thought he would just sneak that by people. Actually, Aquarius Wave is about 10 years behind the times. Here on YouTube, old school coons and jigaboos use these numbers to try and vilify the black community. It says here today, homicide is leading cause of death among young black men and contributes significantly to the shortened lifespan of the black male. And it's saying here that in about 80 to 90% of cases, black young black men are killed by other young black men. But see, that's the same in all races, all ethnic groups. 80 to 90% of white men are killed by other white men as well. It's just because we all live in the same area code. Blacks congregate together in their neighborhoods, and so do whites, Asians, Hispanics. So the greater amount of crime is going to be perpetrated by your own people. And, and to prove what I was saying was correct, as you can see here, it says statistics indicate that the overwhelming majority of homicides involving white victims are committed by other white people. Though the specific percentage varies by year, A figure such as 83% is plausible, a year specific data point, but not a universal or consistent statistic. According to data compiled by the FBI and the Department of Justice, long term average from 1980 to 2008, the Department of Justice found that 84% of white homicide victims were killed by white offenders. Recent years, FBI data from 2017 showed that 80% of white victims were killed by white offenders, and in 2018, that figure was 81%.
Mainstream, which is blacks are being disproportionately affected by violence, and white on black violence is rampant, especially when it comes to police enforcement, etc. In reality, it was a complete lie. And so I want to start off with this video, which is an example of how a lot of these sorts of myths are perpetuated. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Director. And frankly, when people sit around and say things like, oh, we're happy because now we feel safe, I don't know who feels safe in this country except for the white supremacist, because I specifically as a black woman definitely don't feel safe.
Now let's move over to hate crimes, which was Jasmine Crockett's concern. It says here, based on FBI statistics, white individuals are reported as the most common offenders in hate crimes. No kidding. Making up over 50% of known perpetrators in recent years. Hate crimes overall are likely undercounted, and data shows that biased motivations, including anti-black, anti-Hispanic, and anti-Asian sentiments, have increased significantly in recent years. Yeah, during the Trump years. White offenders and target victims. According to the FBI data for 2020, 73% of hate crime offenders targeting black people were white. Data from the Anti-Defamation League shows that between 20 and 2010, white supremacists were responsible for 58% of all extremist-related murders in the United States. A 2025 report from the ADL confirms that right-wing extremists, including white supremacists, Aquarius wave, were responsible for all extremist-related killings in 2024. That's what Jasmine Crockett was concerned about.